Hello guys, welcome back to Rock App Studio. This is Roxon right here in the building. So today I decided to do a tutorials on Xcode as part of the series of tutorials we've been doing some weeks back. So I'm gonna introduce you to Xcode as we've been using. Is the developing environment where developers have been building the awesome apps you see on the App Store. So I'm going to introduce you to it. So when you launch Xcode for the first time, this is the screen you're going to see. This is what Apple presents to us. Welcome to Xcode. And as you can see, I'm using version 7.2. That's the Xcode I'm using. So we got three menus. We have get started with the playground as we've been using way back. And this the second one is create a new Xcode project. So that's what we're going to do right now. And the third one is check out an existing project. That means if you have an Xcode project already, you can open it, navigate to that particular file and just launch it. So today we're going to start with the second one, create a new Xcode project. So you just tap on it. Okay, so it's going to take you to another screen. This is where we're going to do some little configuration. So you make sure you're under iOS. We are developing for iOS, not the Mac or the tvOS or the Watch OS. So make sure you're under the iOS, and under the iOS we select application. Then, as you can see, we have five main types. We have the master detailed application, page based application, single view application, tabbed application, or the game. Like if you want to develop games, if you want to make games for the iPhone or the iPad. So today we're going to start with a single view as part of the tutorial. We're going to make it keep it simple. Doesn't mean that with a single view application you can get to the tab application or you can get to the page based application. You can go to the master details through the single view application. So this is just basically the basics in order for you to get an understanding of everything. So we're going to start with the single view application and we look at the rest later on in the future tutorial. So just click next and go to the next. So sorry guys, this is this we are Xcode also presents us with another screen. This is the product name. Product name is actually going to be the name of your app. So basically, and I'm going to choose hello world as a custom for new programmers always use hello world. It's like asking the computer to say hello world to the to hello to the world, something like that. So you can choose any name you want, but I'm going to choose hello world as part of this tutorial. So the organization name is Rock App Studio. That's my channel name, Rock App Studio. So this is the name I'm going to choose. The Rock App Studio, you can choose any name, a company name or a team of programmers. You got a name or something, you can choose that one. And this one is the com.rock app studio. This is organization identifier. This is going to be very important when you're deploying your app on the App Store. So as you can see here, we have the bundle identifier com.rockappstudio.hello world. So this is the identifier that Apple automatically configures for you and use it when you are uploading your app or deploying your app onto the App Store. So make sure you choose a nice name or company name for something like that. The language, we have both Swift and Objective-C, and as you know, we're going to program in Swift. So make sure you leave it to Swift. And the phone, you can choose either iPhone or iPad or Universal. So the Universal means both you're developing the app for both iPad and iPhone, both of them. So for now, we're going to keep it to the iPhone. Let's keep it to the basics since it's just introduction. So let's keep it to the basics. In future tutorials, we'll look at the rest. And you make sure core data is on check. Core data is the database. We can use that. We may use that in later videos, but for now, keep it unchecked and leave these two checked. And that is it. You click next. Okay, so it's going to take you to a place. You just save it anywhere. I have a folder called dev, so I'm going to save it in my dev folder. Yeah, I got one, so just replace it or something. Yeah. So that is it, and now Xcode is presented to us. So this is Xcode. This is where all the magic happens, all the awesome and beautiful apps you've been using and apps we see on the App Store. This is where they make them. So now you're going to be part sorry, now you're going to be part of the developer team. So this is going to be your second home. Trust me, you're going to be here every time. All right, so As you can see, Xcode presents us with four main parts of the Xcode. We have the app here, the top menu. This is the menu. From this end to this end, there's a small menu up here, and we have this side, which is the left pane, and you also have the right side, which is the right pane, and we got the workspace. This is the middle. So this depends on the file we've selected. Now we've highlighted the file directory, which is the hello world. So it's giving us the details of the hello world of your project or your app. You have some other tabs here you can navigate to, but we will look at all these things in future videos. But for now, I'm going to keep it simple, as I said. So this information is what I talked about in the previous a couple of minutes ago. The deployment info, which the target, which iOS version are you going to deploy on? So if 1.9.2, 9.1 or below, or iOS 8 or something. So this is where you're going to make it. And the device, I told you, either you're going to choose the iPhone, iPad, or universal. And the device orientation. The orientation is how is it going to be used, like in portrait mode or in landscape mode or in the upside upside down mode or any other mode. So it depends on the app or what your preference, how you want your app to be used. So this is where you're gonna configure all these things. The status bar is the app there on the phone, as you can see, and this is the icons and launch images section. We will also look at all these things in details. And down here you can see the linked frameworks and libraries. We're going to use this in future tutorials where you can link third-party libraries and frameworks into your project. Sometimes it's very necessary to use third-party frameworks and libraries in your project to make things more easier for you. So that is the first view of Xcode. So now let me take you to the left pane where we can select file. This is where you select a file. So the first one I'm going to choose is the app delegate.swift. So this is a file. Basically, we won't look into it details today, but what it actually means is this file helps you configure or manage the app, the settings for the app, the app's entire life. So as you can see right, it did finish launching with options. So anytime they launch your app, you can do some configuration here. What should happen? Application will resign active. So like all these things happen during the app usage when the users are using your app. So it gives you the chance to configure some settings when the app enters the background, or like it's like when a user switches from one app to the other, changes from your app to using another app. What you can do, you can save some users data and all those kind of stuff. So this is basically the app delegate, the Swift file, and we're going to look at it later in future. For now, let's keep it simple. And we go to the next one, which is view controller.swift. So this is a Swift file, as you can see. So actually, in app development, it's all about designing your interface and creating classes to control the interface or your views. So as we will look at it later on, but you'll be creating most of these classes, a bunch of them later in the future as we are building and making awesome apps. We'll look at those things. So don't feel intimidated by all these things you're seeing right here, but they're going to be like second nature to you in next few tutorials. Alright, so I'm going to take you to the next one. I'm going to take you to the info.playlist. Okay, so this is a place where you can also it gives you a chance to configure your app. It's like if example, if you want if you want to get a user's location, you need to configure this place so that the user will permit you to detect his location. So it's a file that you can configure. But we get back to this later. We don't mess with these things normally because it's more technical. Alright, we go to the launch screen. Okay, so the launch screen is the first screen that appears when your phone when the app is launched. When you just tap on an app, the first screen which appears, that's the launch screen, and this screen gives us the opportunity to also modify it, so you can add images and customize it and make it nice, as awesome as possible as you want, because this is the first screen that the user is going to see when he taps on your app on his phone. So that is it. And we go into the second one, which is the assets. So assets.xc assets. So this is where all your images you're going to use in the app are, unless maybe you're going to load your image from the internet. All the images, the local images you're going to use in the app are being saved in this asset.exe asset. So that is it. Especially the first one is the app icon. So when you design your awesome icons, this is where you're going to put them at. And they have special dimensions for the app icons that you can find them on. You can just Google them. You can find them on the Apple website. So we'll look at all these things in later videos in the future. Okay, so now let's go to the main.storyboard. This is where actually the design of the app happens. I told you that with the app development, it's basically designing the interface, which is the view right here. This is the working space. This is where we design them, and you create classes to control the view. So these are the two activities that we do by building or developing apps. You have the view where you create all the features and the interface the user taps and interact with. The user keeps tapping on buttons and images and everything. This is where all that the interface design happens. And we create the classes, the view controller you just saw. We create the classes to control those views. So like if a user taps on a button, what should happen? So you write the code in the view controller to control this particular view, as the name implies. So this is a view, and that is a view controller. So you write the codes to control the view. That's basically the app development nature. So this is a view. This is one of them. We can get these views right here. This thing we call it object library. So this is your library for all the objects you can select. This is a view. You can delete it and drag another one. Let me place another view. This is a view controller. You just place it here. That's it. So the same view you saw right there, the same thing right here. And this place is gives you the detail that the right pane, it gives you the details to which file or view you've selected. So with this view I've selected, I can just go right here and make some configuration and make some changes. So I can change the background to any color I like. Let's say, okay, let me change it to green right here. Yeah, green right here. Oh, yeah, any color of my choice. So you can edit and modify the file you selected or the view you selected right from the right pane. So in future tutorials, as and when we need them, I will attend to it and let you know the functions of it. And you can use this one to also hide the right pane. The same thing, you can use this one to hide the left pane, and you can use this one to hide the button where the button pane. This is where all the errors and the errors you get are displayed. We call this a console. This is a console. So as your app is running, as you're testing your app, all the errors will appear in this place. We call it console. So it will appear in the console. You can hide it using this button, hide it, and hide the right pane also. You can do that. And this is where you don't need an actual iPhone to be a developer. Even if you don't use an iPhone, you can be a developer, because we have something we call simulator. The simulator is a virtual version of the iPhone on which we run and test our apps. So these all the versions of iPhones and iPads are right here. So iPad 2, iPad Air 2, iPad Pro Retina, iPhone 4, 5, 5S, 6, 6 Plus, 6S, and all the versions of iPhones and iPads are right here. So you can just select any one of them you want to run on, and you just tap this button, this play button you see here. This is where, as you can see right there, it's build and then run the current scheme. So this, you just tap on it and it runs your current app, and you see how it's functioning. And if there are errors, they will appear in the console down there. So that is basically Xcode. So today I just wanted to take you through what Xcode is and how it looks like and all these features. I think for the first time it looks a bit intimidating, but with time it will become a second nature. Trust me, you get so used to it and it becomes awesome developing iPhone apps. So that's where I drop you guys, man. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Rock App Studio. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to share the video with your friends and your families. This is Roxon right here. I'm out.